In the early 1930s, as the Nazi regime rose from the ashes of Germany's humiliation after World War I, a vision began to take shape in Adolf Hitler's mind, one darker and grander than any empire conceived before. It was not merely a dream of world domination, but of eternity. Hitler wanted a civilization that would outlast nations, governments, even time itself. And when that dream collided with the realities of war, it began to take form not in the skies above Germany, but beneath its soil. From the very beginning, Hitler was fascinated by the idea of immortality through architecture. He believed that great empires could be measured not only by their conquests, but by their ability to endure the ages through stone and steel. Inspired by the monumental works of ancient Rome and Egypt, he envisioned a capital of colossal structures, avenues, and temples, monuments to the so-called thousand-year Reich. But as Allied bombers turned German cities into seas of fire, that vision inverted. The Doctor, by 1943, Germany's cities were crumbling. The Luftwaffe had lost control of the skies, and Allied raids leveled entire districts in a single night. Factories, research centers, and command posts were forced to move underground. To Hitler and his architects, this shift was not only practical, it was symbolic. The Reich would retreat beneath the surface, away from destruction, to rebuild in the shadows. These subterranean worlds would serve as laboratories, command centers, bunkers, and in some cases, Ent. At the heart of this transformation stood Albert Speer, Hitler's chief architect and later Minister of Armaments. Speer's task was to translate Hitler's visions into physical reality, from the grand megalopolis of Germania, planned as the future capital of the world, to secret defensive strongholds hidden in mountains and forests. As the war turned against Germany, Speer and his engineers began to design a new kind of fortress, a civilization beneath the ruins. Across the Reich, construction crews, many composed of forced laborers and concentration camp prisoners, began to dig. Under cities like Berlin, Munich, and Nuremberg, networks of tunnels were extended to protect factories producing critical weapons. In the remote mountains of Silesia and the Sudetenland, vast caverns were blasted into the rock, destined to become secret command centers and underground armament hubs. Each project had its coding name, each more mysterious than the last. Ries Weingut 2. The deeper these tunnels went, the more the Nazi vision took on a quasi-religious tone. To Hitler, the underground was not just a hiding place, it was a womb for rebirth. If the Reich could not dominate the surface of the earth, it would survive, below it, waiting to rise again when the world above had burned itself out. This notion fused Nazi mysticism, pseudoscience, and architectural ambition into one feverish dream. A new civilization forged in the darkness. Inside the Führer's circle, discussions about underground fortifications became frequent and urgent. Hitler's private engineers sketched plans for subterranean command bunkers capable of withstanding atomic strikes, a technology still shrouded in secrecy but already haunting the imagination of Nazi scientists. Military strategists proposed networks of tunnels connecting hidden armories, fuel depots, and communication centers across Europe, designed so that the Reich could continue to function, even after. In parallel, S units began acquiring vast quantities of construction materials, concrete, and steel, at a time when Germany's industrial output was collapsing. The priority given to these secret facilities revealed something critical. The Nazis no longer fought to win, they fought to endure. Survival itself had become an ideology. At the spiritual core of this subterranean empire was Berlin. Beneath its boulevards, under the Reich Chancellery, an entire world was being created. Offices, bunkers, communication rooms, and eventually the Vorbunker, where Hitler would spend his final days. From these depths, the dictator imagined he could rule an empire that would never die. As he told his inner circle, "If Germany falls, it shall fall into the earth, not into the hands of its enemies." The irony was cruel. What began as a pursuit of architectural immortality descended into a labyrinth of despair. By retreating underground, the Reich was not defying death, it was embracing it. The tunnels, bunkers, and underground cities that Hitler envisioned as the womb of a new world would, in the end, become the tomb of his own empire. And yet, decades later, these places still exist, sealed in darkness, buried beneath forests and mountains. silent witnesses to the madness that sought eternity through concrete and stone. As historians and explorers descend into these forgotten depths, they find not the remnants of a future civilization, but echoes of a regime that believed even ruin could be immortal.